What do you live by? What are your standards? And really that's what Stoicism has been for thousands of years. Epictetus, he says, it's the chief task of life, which is focus on what you control. Is it up to me? Is it not up to me? If it is up to you, it gets 100%. If it's not up to me, it gets 0%. We focus on what we control because that's where our energy, effort, and emotions actually make a difference. How we respond to things. As Epictetus says, we don't control what happens, but we control how we respond to what happens. So by ignoring all the things that are not up to us, by refraining from regret or complaint or blame and focusing on this happened, what am I going to do about it? This is how we move forward. And this is what all great leaders, artists, human beings do. They focus on what they control, and what they control is how they respond to what happens in life. The next is a question from Marcus Aurelius. He says, ask yourself in every moment, is this essential? Because the truth is, most of what we do, most of what we spend time on, most of the things that other people do and spend time on are not essential. And he says when you eliminate what's inessential, you get the double benefit of doing the essential things better. Do I need to do it? Yes or no? And if I do need to do it, then because it is essential, I'm going to give it everything I have. Value time more than money and possessions, right? You can earn more money, you can get more land, you can get more opportunities. What you can't get is this moment back. Seneca says the time that passes belongs to death. So don't think of death as something in the future. Think of death as something that's happening right now. And everything you do, even watching this video, you are choosing to purchase with your life. It's easy to get upset by things, which is why the Stoics say that we have the power to have no opinion. You can just think nothing about something. If you didn't know it existed, you wouldn't have an opinion. Now that you know it exists, great. But you don't have to say it's positive, it's negative. You don't have to say it's anything. It just is. Seeing things objectively, withdrawing judgments from them is really important. As Epictetus says, it's not things that upset us, it's our opinion about things. We control our opinions. We suffer more in imagination than reality, and that gives us the next law, which is don't suffer imagined troubles. The stuff that you're worried about, it'll happen or it won't. Worrying doesn't affect it, right? So Seneca says, don't feel more than you have to. Deal with that when it comes. For now, focus on what's in front of you, focus on what you need to do. Don't add to your suffering by anticipating it, by suffering in advance. That's only adding cumulatively up to more suffering. Never be overheard complaining, not even to yourself. Complaints are for losers. Complaints solve nothing. Focus on what you're gonna do. Focus on the good in a situation. Don't allow yourself to complain. Response, there's always something you can do, some way to move forward, some little bit of progress that you can make. Zeno says well-being is realized by small steps, but it's no small thing. So start small, focus on the little thing you can do in this situation. Marcus Aurelius says the best revenge is not to be like that, right? People are gonna be awful, people are gonna do bad things. How do you get even? How do you prove what a good person should be like? By being a good person, by being the opposite of those people. The best way to beat a cheater, as I say in The Boy Who Would Be King, is to not be like one. Emerson says, everyone I meet is better than me at something, and in that I want to learn from them, right? So focus on what you can learn from every single person, even people you don't like, even people you don't respect, even people who suck. Focus on what you can learn because everyone is better than you at something. And even if they're not better than you at something, you can learn from them in the cautionary tale. So you can learn from everyone. We always want to be learning. That's where wisdom comes from. Outcomes are not in our control. Process and effort is. So the Stoics say focus on effort, not outcomes. Ignore the results. Focus on what's in front of you. I have to do this with my books. I want to write the best book possible. I want to try as hard as I can on the marketing. I want to do the absolute best I can. Everything after that is extra. It's not up to me. Success is internal. Did I do what I set out to do? Everything else is irrelevant. I have to find a way to love everything that happens. This is the Stoic idea of amor fati. The Stoics aren't resigned to what happens. It's more than that. They embrace it. They say, this isn't something I have to do. It's something I get to do. This isn't something that happened to me. It's something that happened for me. Marcus Aurelius says, everything you throw on top of a fire becomes fuel for the fire. That's what the idea of amor fati is. They embrace, they love everything that happens because they know they can use it and they know that it's what destiny had in mind for them. What other people say or do is irrelevant. Marcus Aurelius says we love ourselves, but for some reason we care about other people's opinions more than our own. No, you have to define what success means to you, not what everyone else says is the most, or what everyone else is the most impressive, or what everyone else is doing. Set your own standards for success. You'll be much more likely to meet them.